Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing well out there. I just want to first start off and say happy Friday, and I hope you guys have a good weekend. So this weekend, I finally bit the bullet. So I, I actually have my second golf lesson tomorrow. So the first one didn't go so well, but hopefully this one goes a little bit better. So wish me luck. I'm not really a big golfer, but a lot of my friends here in Washington, as well as some of my family members, they play golf. So, they invite me to come out, but I'm always like, nah, I'm all right. I'm not really a big golfer. But this year, I think I'm going to give it a try, an honest, good try, or an attempt to get decent at it so I can go out and play. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Maybe, who knows, maybe I'll take you guys along with me. But anyways, let's get into the video. So in my last video, I talked about the possibility of the US entering a recession. And so many people commented, Def, you're wrong, because we are in a recession right now. And, a lot of you guys were brave enough to share your stories about how you guys lost a job. And it's not really easy to admit that you guys lost your jobs. And, so thank you for sharing your story. And you guys talked about how you guys have been job searching for months and months, and you guys still can't find anything. Nobody's hiring right now. And my heart also goes out to, I read a couple college kids that just graduated, and they can't find jobs either. And I actually know a guy, he just recently started working at the gym, at the front desk at the gym that I go to. So after a long day of driving this big old semi truck, I like to go work out every day. So I'll see him and we'll kind of start talking here and there. And he told me how he graduated from one of the best schools here in Washington, which is Gonzaga. I know a lot of you guys might know him as, one of the big powerhouse basketball teams. But he graduated last May with a degree in computer engineering. That is such a tough degree. Not anybody can do it. It's very, takes a lot of work and a lot of intelligence to become an engineer, especially computer engineering. And he's been looking since last May, and he can't find a job right now. So, every time I see him at the gym, I feel so bad seeing him. He's over there working hard, cleaning the gym equipment and, wiping down all the windows. That kind of pretty much, sums up, a lot of people's experience in today's economy right now. And in the last video, I also talked about how a lot of Americans are using credit cards just to get by. 40% of Americans have less than $1,000 saved, and credit card debt is at its all-time high right now at $1.2 trillion. We're also seeing auto delinquencies on the rise as well. And a new statistic that came out just recently, which showed that 9 million student loan borrowers are behind on their student loan payments right now. I feel so bad for all these people that were told, just work hard in college and, you're promised a good life and the American dream, but it's become unattainable for a lot of people. And it's only getting worse, and it seems like nobody's really paying attention. Millions and millions of Americans will, including myself, will all tune in to watch our favorite sports team. And we all know by now how Luka got traded to the Lakers. And it would be so awesome to, witness LeBron and Luka, win a couple championships before LeBron retires. I think that'll definitely seal the GOAT debate. But, whether they win or not, it doesn't impact our lives. But not many people, pay attention to, the Federal Reserve and the monetary policy that they conduct. But we need to pay attention because what they do and what they say, impacts our daily lives, from the credit card interest that we pay, the mortgage rates, which determines, whether people are going to buy homes or not, which also affects the economy. And on March 18th and 19th, they had their last FOMC meeting. And at that meeting, they held interest rates steady. In addition to that, they released their SEP, which stands for SEP, the Summary of Economic Projection. And there they stated that they see inflation a little higher at the end of the year. They see an uptick in the unemployment rate. And they also forecast lower economic growth, guys. So that, shows you that they think that the economy is going to get a little worse because of all this uncertainty that's going on right now. And it's not just the Federal Reserve that's saying that. You have these Fortune 500, some of the biggest companies in the United States also saying the same thing. So Nike, a couple weeks ago, they released their earnings. So I don't know if you guys know, but a lot of publicly traded companies, they're required to release their quarterly earnings and 10Q statements, which are also their financials. And during the earnings call, Nike came out and said that their sales this quarter is plunging. I believe Matt Friend, their CFO, also stated that during their earnings call that their sales, he warned to the shareholders that their sales are going down by double-digit percentages. And that is huge. That's billions of dollars that Nike's losing in revenue. They're not spending like they used to, because we know that the cost of living has increased dramatically. So a lot of consumers just aren't spending, like they used to. They have to spend more of their disposable income, on necessities. And it's not just Nike saying all this. You got Walmart who said the same thing. You have Target who also said the same thing on their earnings call. In addition to that, they're suffering massive losses due to theft. So many Americans are stealing right now, and theft is out of control. And in 2025, so many companies came out and said that they're going to be closing their stores. Neiman Marcus, Macy's, Foot Locker, Victoria's Secret, Family Dollar. I mean, that's all that I can think of on top of my head, but the list was so long. So these companies are going to be closing hundreds, if not thousands, of stores in 2025. Think about all the jobs that are going to be lost too. What are those people going to do? And I'll end it with this. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Big Short. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. So if you guys haven't seen it, I would highly recommend that you guys see it. And in one of the scenes, there's two friends who made 10, if not $100 million betting against the housing market. They bet that the housing market would collapse, utilizing different financial instruments like credit default swaps and derivatives. And we all know what happened in 2008 and 2009 during the Great Recession. There's a Vice documentary that explains how the subprime mortgage crisis nearly collapsed the U.S. economy. And also in that documentary, they interviewed Hank Paulson and Ben Bernanke, and both each stated that if we were hours away from ATMs and debit cards not working, and we all know what happened, the banks got bailed out. Well, they had to get bailed out. And going back to that scene, the two friends are at the casino just dancing because they made life-changing money. And Brad Pitt, his character, looks at him and he yells at him, "Hey, stop effing dancing. Do you guys know what you guys have done? And you guys bet against the U.S. economy. And when the economy gets bad, people lose their jobs, people lose their homes, their retirement, their savings, and their pension. And banking reduces people to just a number. And for every 1% the unemployment rate goes up, 40,000 Americans die." And according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the unemployment rate right now is at 4%. And during 08, 09, during the Great Recession, when I was at the Federal Reserve Bank, unemployment peaked at 9%. 4% to 9%. Do the math. And for the first time in the history of our country, the younger generation who are 30 and younger will have it worse than their parents. And right now, our country, we have a health crisis. Cancer and other diseases are at its all-time high. Mental illness is at its all-time high. Homelessness and addiction as well. And Americans are the most medicated they've ever been in the history of our country. So that figure is going to go up dramatically. And yeah, I'll end the video there. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.